Hello everybody, welcome back to our second lesson on mountains for our topic lessons. So today we're going to be looking at is we're going to be locating famous mountains and mountain ranges in both the UK and around the world. So then let's start with around the world then. What is actually the highest mountain in the world? So you can see here, this is a key that tells you the colour of the countries and the part of the countries, and the colour of it depends on how high it is above sea level. So see here, this is very white. So this is our highest mountain, which is actually Mount Everest. So the height of Mount Everest is 8,848 meters, which is 29,035 feet tall. It's about 60 million years old, and every year it grows taller by approximately 4 millimeters. It's more than 10 times taller than the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest man-made structure. Okay, so our second famous mountain in the world is Mount Kilimanjaro. Now, Mount Kilimanjaro is here, and it's actually the tallest mountain on the African continent. It's also the highest freestanding mountain in the world. The mountain lies around 205 miles from the equator, and it's situated in the northern portion of Tanzania within the Kilimanjaro National Park. Mount Kilimanjaro measures 5,895 meters above sea level. Okay, and our next famous mountain in the world is Mount Rainier. So Mount Rainier is actually the tallest mountain in the state of Washington, so it's in America. It's also one of the top 25 mountains in height in the entire world. Many visitors come to explore the natural wonders that can be seen along its slopes and foothills. Okay, our fourth famous mountain is Mount Blanc. You can see here, these are pictures as well of all of the mountains in the bottom corner. So Mount Blanc is actually the highest mountain in the Alps, which is Western Europe and Central Europe. And it rises around 4,808 meters above sea level. It's the second highest and the second most prominent mountain in Europe after Mount Elbrus. And it's actually the 11th most prominent mountain summit in the whole world. So the location of the summit is actually borders between the valleys of Italy and the valleys of France. So the ownership of the summit of the mountain has actually been long been a subject of historical dispute. So it's argued a lot whether the mountain is in Italy or whether it's in France. It's actually on the border. And finally, we've also got the Andes Mountains. So as you can see, the Andes Mountains is the mountainous spine which dramatically dissects South America into two, so from north to south, and it actually crosses 7 countries. So it crosses Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Venezuela. It's the continent's most magnificent natural attraction, and it stretches for over 7,500 kilometers. The Andes Mountains were actually created around 50 million years ago, when the South American and the Pacific tectonic plates collided, and it created this stretch of mountains. The Andes Mountains are actually a collection of numerous different mountain chains which join together in what we call orographic knots. So you can see here, these are the Andes Mountains, and they actually go on and they create the spine of South America. And it's like a collection, a long chain of mountains. Okay then, so they are our 5 famous mountains and mountain ranges from around the world. But can we remember what they are? Number 1 then, what is number 1? Number 1 is Mount Blanc, and it is the mountain that hovers on the border between Italy and France. 2 is Mount Rainier, which is in America, and it has lots of visitors that come to visit its national parks, come to see its slopes and foothills. Number 3, we have got the Andes Mountains, which we've just learnt about. This is the stretch of the chain of different mountains that creates the spine of South America. South America, and actually crosses over 7 countries. Number 4, we've got the tallest mountain in the world, which is Mount Everest. And number 5, we have got Mount Kilimanjaro, which is close to the equator in Africa. Okay, so a quick tip for you then, when you come to do your assignment, this is a good part of the video to come back to, pause, and it will help you with your answers to the assignment. So now we've looked at 5 famous mountains and mountain ranges in the whole world, let's look more specifically in England, in the UK, sorry. So let's start with Scotland. In Scotland, we have got Ben Nevis, which is roughly located around here. Ben Nevis is actually the highest mountain in the whole of the British Isles. We've also got Mount Snowdon, which is located in Wales. And Snowdon is actually the highest mountain in Wales at an elevation of around 1,085 metres above sea level, at the highest point in the British Isles outside the Scottish island. So we've got Ben Nevis, which is the highest, and then Mount Snowdon would be the second highest. It's located in Snowdonia National Park in Gwynedd, and it is actually the busiest mountain in the United Kingdom. It's the third most visited attraction in Wales. In 2018, it was visited by a roughly 558,000 walkers, with an additional 140,000 people taking the train. It is actually designated as a national nature reserve for its rare flora and fauna. So you can see here, it's actually a national nature reserve. It's got some like lakes and rivers, and this is Mount Snowdon here that you can walk up, or you can actually get the train around. Okay, then as third mountain in the UK, we have actually got Scafell Pike. Now, Scafell Pike is the highest and most prominent mountain in England, and it has an elevation of around 978 metres above sea level. It's located in the Lake District National Park in Cumbria, and it's part of the Southern Fells. So you can see here, this is part of the Lake District that you might have heard of before, and it's in Cumbria. So that is Scafell Pike. This is a picture of Scafell Pike here. Okay then, and our fourth mountain is Kinderscow, which is located here. And Kinderscow is a moorland plateau and national nature reserve in the Dark Peak of the Derbyshire Peak District in England. So it actually takes only around an hour to travel to Kinderscow from Burngreave, so it's not that far from us at all. If you remember back to our topic on the Peak District, you will remember that we spoke about the Dark Peak being the high parts of the Peak District, and the White Peak or the Low Peak being the low parts of the Peak District. And they are actually differentiated by the rocks. Up at the top, the Dark Peak, the high points, is called the Dark Peak because of the dark rocks, and the White Peak is called the White Peak because of the light rocks, which is limestone. So it's only an hour from Burngreave, so it's not far from us at all. And our fifth mountain in the UK is Slieve Donard. So Slieve Donard is actually the highest peak in Northern Ireland, and it's part of the Mourne Mountains, which is a mountain range in the southeast of Northern Ireland. So you can see here it's the southeast. Okay, now let's see what we can remember. Let's see what we can remember there. Number one, Wales. What's our mountain in Wales? It is actually Mount Snowdon. So this is the second most prominent mountain in the whole of the UK. Number two then, the southeast, in the southeast of Northern Ireland, is Slieve Donard, which is located here. And number three, we have got Scafell Pike in the Lake District, Cumbria. Number four, we have Ben Nevis, which is the highest, most prominent mountain in the UK, located in Scotland. And number five, we have Kinderscow, which is actually, let's just get rid of these. I'm not quite sure why they've gone on there. We have Kinderscow, which is located in the Peak District, just about an hour away from us. Okay, then this is another good point for you to pause the video, and it'll help you with your assignment, or you can come back to this to help you with the answers for your assignment. Now, if I do a new share, I'm going to show you what your assignment looks like. There we go. It's just sharing. Okay, then this is your activity for this lesson. So activity number one is to match the mountain to the map number, and you can actually use the YouTube lesson to help you use this lesson. Go back and pause on that video on the map of the world with the different mountains on. So your activity then, you've got the numbers written down already. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in here, what I'd like you to do is write down which mountain it is. So is number one, what is number one? Well, we know that that is Mount Blanc, etc. We know that number 4, you can see where it's really white, number 4 is Mount Everest. So I want you to put the names of the mountains next to the correct number. Then what I'd like you to do is, using Google or using this YouTube lesson to help you, is go back and write me a fact about each of the mountains. So for example, Mount Blanc, you could say it borders Italy and France, and then you could say there has been a long historical dispute about the ownership of Mount Blanc. So all you need to do is, the numbers are already there for you. You need to match the number to the mountain. These are the mountain options here. And then write me a fact for each mountain. So you can either use the YouTube lesson or use Google to find out a fact. Okay then, and then very similarly for your activity number 2, that should be number 2. You've got to match the mountain to the map number, but this time we're looking at the famous mountains and mountain ranges in the UK, and then give us a fact. So for example, we know that number 5 is Kinder Scout. And then my fact for this one would be, it is located in the Peak District, around 1 hour from Burngreave. So that is my fact for the mountain Kinder Scout. Okay, so make sure that you do use the YouTube lesson to help you, as it is there. You can go back and you can pause on the videos to help you locate the mountains, and also use Google to help you think of, you can either use the facts that I've done on the lesson, or you can use Google to find out some more interesting facts. Don't forget that this lesson will be posted as an assignment on Teams, so make sure you do it, and we will be looking and marking these assignments. I look forward to reading them. Thank you.